It's okay to share things about yourself. You don't have to have anxiety. Hi guys, so good to see you. Welcome back to my channel. Today, I decided to do something a little different, something I've never done before, where I let you guys ask me a bunch of personal questions. Do we like the hair today? Do we like it? Do we like the hair? I was trying to give Priscilla. I went on my Instagram stories and asked you guys to submit your questions. I'm gonna try to get to as many as possible, so let's go. Also, do we like the phone case? This is my case to buy case. Which eras of fashion are you inspired by? I loved so many eras of fashion. I really resonate with primarily the 60s and 70s. I love the 90s as well. Story behind your tattoos and their meanings. So I know you guys have been dying for a tattoo tour. Honestly, like almost all of the questions were about my tattoos. So I'm gonna go ahead and give you a mini tour. I'm not gonna include some tattoos because there are a few that I don't really like anymore that I got at a very young age, and I plan on getting them removed. But I have 22 tattoos in total. These are the ones on my hand. I have Lust for Life on this hand, and I have Born to Die on this one. I got these Lana inspired tattoos really to pay homage to her because she is one of my favorite artists. But Born to Die, Lust for Life, you know, I like the polarity of that. I love the way it sounded. I like the way it looked. And I got the moon here because, you know, I'm a moon baby. And I got the female symbol here because women. I have these butterflies here that I don't really like that much anymore, but I've had them for a few years. I have this little cat for my black cat because I have a black cat named Sirius, but this is the cat from Kiki's Delivery Service. I have this little bunny rabbit toy kind of design, and he has a blunt in his hand that's pink, and it has heart-shaped clouds coming out the back here. I got this really for no rhyme or reason. I just thought it was cool. That's the theme of like a lot of my tattoos, is like the theme is I just thought it was cool, so I got it. There is no big meaning. But I got this little girl right here, this little girly. She's a heart and she's so cute. Roses here, there's two. I have this dragon here because I saw that Angelina Jolie had a dragon tattoo, and I love Angelina Jolie, so I got one. I have this cherub here. He's really cute. No meaning behind that either. I just thought it was cool. I have this little broken heart tattoo that I got on Halloween 2 years ago. What else do I have? Oh, I have this one here that I got when I was 17 years old. As an angsty teen, I was like, this represents me and my dark side. Like something stupid, I don't know. And then I have the ones on my legs here. I have these two little monster pinup girlies. I don't know if you'd call them monsters or pixies or something really cool and ethereal, but I have the one on my right leg that is supposed to be representative of my star sign, which is Aquarius. It's the water bearer pinup girl. And then on my left leg here, I have my Aries, which is my moon sign pinup girl, and these designs are done by Valfrey. And here I have Live Fast, Die Young across my knees. I got these matching with some friends of mine a few years ago. It's from the Ride music video. On my knee, which was probably my most painful tattoo, I have this little band-aid. So I have like a forever wound, which I just thought was kind of cool and really cute. I forgot to show you guys this one as well. This is probably my favorite tattoo I've ever gotten. It's just this little girl from this 50s ad, and I just thought this was the coolest thing I've ever seen. So that was my little tattoo tour, finally. Next question. How do you feel now that Lana follows you? A lot of the questions are about Lana following me on Instagram. Oh, how do you feel now that Lana follows you? Well, I'll tell you what, I feel like I don't even believe it. So that was surprising. I didn't do anything to obtain that. I don't know why she followed me. She hasn't reached out to me, but I guess she likes the content that I make for some reason. So that's really cool. And while we're on the subject of Lana, let's just go ahead and answer all the Lana questions because there's a lot. Favorite Lana Del Rey era? My favorite era is the Honeymoon era, and Honeymoon's also my favorite album. Do you recognize that you look like Lana Del Rey? You're so stunning. Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you for calling me stunning. I never take for granted when you guys are sweet to me. I love it. But do I recognize that I look like her? I do now. I've gotten the comment in real life, like before I really gained any kind of a following. I always took it as a compliment. I mean, I was a huge Lana fan for a long time. I've been told that. And then I was like, do I really? Like, if that many people think so, like, do I really? Now that I hear it so much, I like see it now. But for a long time, I didn't. I was like, no, I don't think I look like her at all. Maybe a distant cousin. But now, sometimes I'll see a picture of her and I'll see myself in her. And it's like super weird. But she is an icon and she is the moment. And I respect the fuck out of her, so. Which of Lana's songs do you find the most relatable? For me personally, like Sad Girl. What are my favorite Lana Del Rey songs? My go-to answer for like my all-time favorite Lana song is The Blackest Day. That's probably the one that I listen to the most. I love the Honeymoon title track. I love the Chemtrails title track. Hope is a Dangerous Thing. Shades of Cool. And I love Get Free. I have a lot of favorites. It's hard to narrow it down. And the last Lana question, and then we are moving on. When did you first discover Lana? So this is actually really funny. I was 14, I think, whenever I found her music. My older sister was playing, I think she was playing video games on her laptop, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's gorgeous. Found the rest of the Born to Die album and was obsessed with it. And a few months later, it was Christmas time, and my mom got me a record player for Christmas, and my sister got me the Paradise EP on vinyl. And that was the only vinyl I had for a really long time, so I listened to it to death. Like, it was just always on my record player. And you know, I just fell in love with her at that moment, and I've been following her career ever since. How did you know it was time to quit your job? Oh, that's such a good question. How did I know it was time for me to quit my job? I just knew. Like, I had this peace with the universe, my soul, like knowing that I was not supposed to work there anymore. It was not good for my mental health at all. And it was especially terrible for my creativity. It really drained so much of my energy. I would rather take that risk than just be trapped somewhere my whole life and live in regret. You know whether or not you're supposed to leave something. I think you know in your intuition, and tapping into your intuition will really help you make those kinds of decisions. What's the blue eyeshadow that you wear? I get a lot of questions about the blue eyeshadow. I use the palette from ColourPop. I think it's called Feeling Blue. I'll put the name up here, but it's a palette from ColourPop. How old are you? I'm 23 years old. What's your favorite TV show? I love Gilmore Girls. Comfort show for me. I've watched it like a million times. What are your big three? So I'm an Aquarius sun, an Aries moon, and an Aquarius rising. Where do you want to travel the most? Wait, I'm going to California in 8 days. Like almost a week from now, I'll be in California, so I'm really excited. Any advice for someone who's moving down to Florida soon? Love you lots. Love you too. Florida is not my favorite place, but if I could tell you to do something while you're here, definitely go to the springs. That's my favorite thing to do here in Florida. The beaches are always really crowded. I like the Rainbow Springs in Ocala. I think it's in Ocala. What's one thing you can't live without? One thing I can't live without, I can't live without coffee. I have to drink coffee every day. Yeah, coffee is my answer. If I was on a desert island, I would need a coffee machine. What is your inspiration in life right now? Probably my higher self. My higher self has her shit together, so she's super inspiring. How did you meet your boyfriend? I've been with my boyfriend now for almost 2 years, but I met him kind of through mutual friends. We live in a very small town in which we know a lot of the same people, and he had just like followed me on Instagram in 2018 or somewhere around there, and we had just become friends, and we would hang out and smoke and just chill. And then eventually we were roommates. We became roommates. He needed a place to stay and I had an extra room, and I let him move in, and then like 2 weeks after that we started dating. So like we did things kind of out of order. Like we were roommates first and then we started dating, and we've been roommates our like entire relationship, which I know is kind of weird, but it's worked really well for us. That's my bestie. Do you have any tips for someone starting their spiritual journey / what did you do? Stay strong, because spiritual journeys can be super painful. You kind of have to really look inward, and sometimes that can be a painful thing to do. So just take it a day at a time. Try to be gentle with yourself. Oh, this is a good question too. Who's your favorite director? So I love films. That's like one of my favorite pastimes, is watching films. I have two favorite directors. It's hard to choose between the two, but Darren Aronofsky, you probably know him for being the director of Black Swan, Requiem for a Dream. So he has so many good films. I love Darren Aronofsky. The girlies know we love Sofia Coppola. She is an icon. If I had to pick one director, it would probably be Sofia Coppola. I know that's kind of a basic answer, but I just love her films. My favorite film from her is The Virgin Suicides. But yes, highly recommend Sofia Coppola's films. Any tips on how to maintain the aesthetic that you do? It's not really something I try to maintain. Knowing what you like and what you don't, and like waking up every day, doing what you like, purchasing what you like, and wearing what you like. It's not really something that requires like all of this effort, at least for me. Like if I didn't dress the way I did, if I didn't listen to the music I did, then it's like I wouldn't be me. At least that's kind of how I view it. This is a really interesting one. Do you think smoking cigarettes is unspiritual? Asking because I'm a Nick addict. Here's what's funny. I don't think anything that's harmful to your physical being is going to help you spiritually. But if you're on a spiritual journey and you are not taking care of yourself physically as well, on top of mentally, taking care of yourself in order to be aligned spiritually, I think is important. We all have our vices. I wouldn't say to beat yourself up about it, but it's funny you bring that up, because I was smoking cigarettes like pretty hardcore for about 6 months. When I started my spiritual journey and like my awakening, I quit smoking, and I haven't smoked cigarettes since March of this year. So now we only smoke weed. We only smoke weed. Only what this beautiful earth has given us. How to start my poem journey. Oh, you want to get into poetry, I assume? Starting to write poetry is fairly simple. I mean, the trick is to just start. Even if it's bad, I don't think there's anything about poetry that can be bad, as long as it comes from a place of authenticity. Tell yourself you're gonna write like one journal entry a day, one poem a day, and then after so long, you'll just get better and better, and it'll come to you easier. Don't worry about whether or not it's good. Just start. What made you want to focus more on social media? I'm so happy you made a YouTube channel. Thank you so much. Over time, it became an outlet for me creatively. I felt like it was something that I could use to my advantage as far as like getting all that creative energy out. I know people who do that for a living. They're just on social media for a living. I don't live in an area where I have a lot of opportunity. Like I live in a really small town, but social media is something that is so accessible to people like me. I'm learning something new every day, and I'm really happy doing it. If you could be any magical creature for a day, which would it be? I would love to be a mermaid. I feel like I would thrive being a mermaid. I would thrive in the ocean. How do you ground yourself? I love that question. Grounding yourself, it's different for everyone. I meditate, I smoke weed, and I love to dance. Dancing makes me feel so grounded in my body. Very grounding for me, and smoking weed and meditating. Who are your fashion icons? I love Sharon Tate. I love Olivia Hussey. I love Priscilla. I love Lily Rose Depp and Kate Moss. I like Lana's stage looks in particular. Do you have a nose job? Yeah, a lot of people were asking if I've ever had plastic surgery, so I'm gonna clear the air about that right now, even though I kind of think it's stupid and it's kind of a waste of my breath, but y'all wanna know. So I have not had any surgery. I don't got money like that. I have lip filler. That's it. What are your hobbies? I love to swim. I love to write. I love to read. I love to watch films. I love going on trails and like hiking and stuff. Yeah, that's about it. Workout routine. I don't really work out anymore. I used to work out a lot, but it became very toxic for me. It became this like weird competition with myself, and I was like, this is too much, so I stopped working out because I realized I was doing it for the wrong reasons, and it didn't make me feel good. So instead, now I just dance and I swim, and I will do yoga sometimes. But as far as like going to the gym, like that's not me. Every artist you listen to, gosh, we would be here all day. I listen to so many artists. Off the top of my head are like Lana I love Marina, I love Melanie Martinez, Kate Bush is amazing, Stevie Nicks, Florence and the Machine, Mitski, Fiona Apple, Phoebe Bridgers, Joni Mitchell, Nirvana, Hole. I love Deftones, Slow Dive is really good. I love Mazzy Star, obviously. I love Weiss Blood. You know, I love a lot of people. If I had to pick like a top 3, it'd be Lana, Kate Bush, and Mitski. What is your morning routine like? It depends on what I'm doing that day. I roll out of bed, make a coffee, I do some journaling, and then I get started on my day. Thoughts on cancel culture? I don't believe in cancel culture in the way that it is now. I think canceling people is like silly because it's been taken too far and it's not effective. I don't know. I don't really believe in cancel culture. In general, people on social media are vicious and put everything and everyone under a microscope. It's super unfair and unforgiving. I've gotten a lot of hateful comments throughout my time on my platforms, you know, and at first it would like super offend me like all the time, and now I think it's like funny. So she's evolved. Celebrity crushes. Natalie Portman comes to mind immediately. I love her. Leonardo DiCaprio in his prime. All right, I'm gonna answer one more question. How are you overcoming the fear of the future? That is such a good question. I have this inner peace and this inner guidance of knowing that I'm on the right path. I'm actually, if anything, excited for my future rather than scared. I feel like only good things are coming, like the best is yet to come. And I think if you just shift your perspective from like, oh, I'm running out of time, to, oh, my life's only gonna get better with time, shifting that viewpoint a little bit is what really helped me. Thank you guys for asking me so many great questions. That was fun. So many good videos to come. So make sure you subscribe, and I hope you enjoyed this Q&A, and I hope you learned something. Bye!